What's going on, fam? It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber back at it again for another one today. So today we're going to be discussing Switch versus Mobile Part 3. Long time coming on this video. I know I've been promising it to you guys forever. And I had a previous version made, but it wasn't up to par. So I went ahead and trashed it. And I'm going to do this one now correctly for you guys. So let's get going. So for those of you who may be joining for the first time or haven't seen the other two parts, I'll go ahead and link them down below for your enjoyment, and you can browse the comments yourself. There were a lot of pro mobile cell phone gamers coming out of the woodwork. I never knew there were so many mobile gamers. I was shocked at the amount of support that mobile got, and of course, you know, Switch has its core supporters as well, which came out defending the Switch. So there was a lot of good conversation that happened in both of the comment sections on both videos, so check those out first. If not, that was kind of a brief preview. I basically made the first one, crowned Switch as the top dog, came back, reviewed it again, the little talk through or whatever, and Switch won out again. So here we go. Part 3. Has my mind changed? Has mobile gotten better than Switch? Let's dive right in. So to give you a little backstory, 2017 was the year that the Nintendo Switch came out. That's a long time. That's a long time for a console to be out. We're now in 2022, so you can do the math. And cell phones come out every single year. A new Samsung Galaxy Note, Samsung Galaxy S, I don't know what number we're up to now, a new iPhone 14, 13, 12. So all these phones keep coming out every single year. A new phone gets dropped. Now, in comparison to the Nintendo Switch, where there's only basically 3 versions of the Switch, 4 if you count that red box Switch, right? So you got your regular Switch, which had a bump up in battery life and very small things. I mean, doesn't matter basically at that point. It's still the same Nintendo Switch, and graphics and all that is exactly the same. And then you have the Switch Lite, the smaller of the 3. Of course, smaller screen, doesn't dock, and then you have the Switch OLED, which has the best screen, but only on handheld, of course, unless you have an OLED TV. So that's kind of where we stand now. It doesn't have 4K. It can max out on the dock at 1080p, 720 handheld. Also depends on the game and a lot of other things that come into play. So that's basically where you're at spec-wise with the Switch. It has the old Tegra 1 chipset. That hasn't changed at all. And that's kind of where we are here in 2022. Now, cell phones, on the other hand, can have a 4K display. They have way more powerful chipsets. I mean, here we are years later. So keep that in mind when we discuss this, because just because something has better specs on a sheet, that doesn't always translate to better gameplay experience or even better graphics. I'll give you a perfect example of something like that, and that's Call of Duty Mobile. Come on, keep it 100 with your boy. I've played it on the channel here. It's not that good looking. Have you seen even COD on the Xbox One VCR or the first PlayStation 4, not the Pro? It looks way better than anything that cell phone has. And cell phone has 4K out display, has these huge chipsets. These games that are being made are on mobile are inferior to me graphically, even though phones can should be able to have more graphics than a Nintendo Switch. The games graphically, except maybe for 1 or 2 games, and gameplay are inferior to what is presented to you on a console or on a hybrid like the Switch. So, perfect example is Warface, since that's the only COD-like game that we have on a Nintendo Switch. Now, since Activision Blizzard is now becoming part of Microsoft, they claim that they will bring COD to the Nintendo Switch. That may not happen ever. That may happen. Who knows? Don't hold your breath is what I'm thinking. So the closest thing that we have is Warface and COD mobile on phones. To put those to put those two games head to head, hands down, Warface looks better. Come on, it runs better, it works better, and a lot of times you are playing against real people. Where I think on COD mobile, a lot of times you play against bots. Cause I know I ain't that good. I know I'm not that good, and I go in that game dominating. I mean, like, or either the people there are just sorry as hell, or they're just a bunch of bots. Because, I mean, I'm going up in there every single time I decide to play this game on my iPad, or on my, well, probably on my iPad because I only play on my phone. I go up in there crushing the competition. I get my Xbox controller, I just go in there and run through it. So, I don't know. On Warface, it's a lot more competitive, and it runs better. There are setbacks to it. I'm not going to praise it 100%. There are sometimes there's not a lot of people in the lobby, so it takes a long time to find a match. So there is that. And sometimes the game kind of slows down. It's not common, but it does happen. So I have to say that's there. But come on, the Switch version is definitely better. So here we have example of one game, a shooter, right? COD Mobile, everybody, that's the one that people like to play a lot, versus a Nintendo Switch shooter. And, there that goes. Okay, so another very similar game that we have is Mario Kart Tour versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch, which is a good-looking game on the Switch. The one on cell phone is trash. It looks like trash. It runs like trash. And that up screen, that's just the way cell phones are built. Trash, bro. I'm sorry. Trash. If I had to choose one, I didn't even download that game. I tried it and I never played it again. That's how trash it is. I'd rather pick up my Switch and play it on the Nintendo Switch because it's way better, hands down. Alright, so the next game that I'm going to move to is the Crown Jewel. This is the one that all the cell phone people talk about. Oh my gosh, this is just Genshin Impact, which is supposed to be coming to the Switch at some point. I'm not sure when that ever is going to happen, or if it even is going to happen at this point. But it has come out, I think, for the PS4 and stuff like that, and cell phones, of course. So it's not an exclusive. It's not something that you can you have to have cell phones. So that sucks. If you want to play Zelda Breath of the Wild, sorry, you're gonna have to get a Switch. Legally, there are illegal ways to play any type of games, but legally, what the casual gamer like myself, I'm gonna consider myself a casual gamer, would do is buy the console and play the game. So that's something. The game does look nice on mobile, but why would I want to get a Breath of the Wild clone when I can just play Breath of the Wild? I never understood that. I have a Switch. I do not have a Switch. Now, if you don't have a Switch and all you got is your cell phone, your iPhone, or your Samsung, or whatever you got, and that's your iPad or your Samsung tablet, or your Surface or whatever the hell you got, and that's the only thing you can do, well then I understand. That's just all you got. But the majority of people that are watching this probably have both, or more than likely have the Switch. And come on, why would I play a clone that, I'm sorry, doesn't matter how good that game gets, it's never going to be better than Game of the Year Zelda Breath of the Wild, with the sequel about to come out, Tears of the Kingdom, next year. I mean, that game won Game of the Year, bro. Do you understand that? When is the last time Genshin Impact won Game of the Year? When's the last time a cell phone game took Game of the Year? It's not happening. The way that cell phone games are designed for that not to happen. Because let's go back to 2012, where I got my first Android smartphone. I used to have a BlackBerry. I was a BlackBerry guy. I had the BlackBerry Bold or whatever. Loved that phone. That phone was awesome back then. And I got me a Samsung Galaxy S2. Yes, the two 2011, 2012 kind of. I can't remember exactly what year that was, but that's what I got. So I bought this game, this phone, and I loved it. And back then, cell phone games were even worse than they are now. Like Clash of Clans is kind of what you were playing, Candy Crush. Those kind of games are the games that sell the best on mobile. Those are the type of games that push the majority of the casual users. Is you get out of your pocket while you're waiting in line at your local restaurant or at your local pub, getting ready to get some drinks and to kill some time while you wait on your homies or on your girl or whatever the situation calls for. You pull out your phone, you play a couple of little rounds of Candy Crush or Tetris or Clash of Clans or some bullshit ass game like that. You put it back in your pocket and you go sit down and continue with your life. The majority of those people are not going to pull out their phones and start playing COD in the middle of the restaurant while they're waiting to be seated. It's just not going to happen, right? So, and that game is not the best. Again, it isn't the best. And it probably works best on Wi-Fi. You have data plans, data caps. Those are all things that phones have a problem with. I can take Zelda Breath of the Wild with me wherever I go. I don't have to worry about being connected to Wi-Fi. Just pick up the Switch and take it with me, and I'm playing Zelda Breath of the Wild in my car, at the bus stop, at the train stop, at my school, on my lunch break, at the bar. I mean, I'm not obviously not doing that because I play at home, but I could. With phones, you gotta worry about data caps, and a big thing is your battery. My phone is my lifeline in case I need to make a phone call, I need to check on my kids, I need to, call my wife or just get a message from family, keep up with what's going on, check on the channel. If my phone is dead because I decided to play some COD, now nobody can reach me. That's not something that I can afford to lose. I have to stay in communication at all times. So, another reason, and this is not a cell phone bash fest. Don't take it as a cell phone bash fest because this is not what this is. But those are three main examples there, or three games. Zelda Breath of the Wild versus Genshin Impact. Mario Kart Tour versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then finally Call of Duty Mobile versus Warface. And in all three of those scenarios, with different type of games, the Switch wins in every category. Graphically, playability, controllers, scheme, storyline. I mean, it's winning. The Switch is winning. It just is. I'm sorry. But hold on now, cell phone crew. You're probably hating on me right now, just like in the video. Hold on now. There is some hope for you. The Switch is on a sunset right now. Sorry, Switch folks, fanboys and fangirls and Nintendo lovers. Switch, I think, once Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom come out, or the sequel, for those of you that don't know, that were living under a rock when the title was announced by Nintendo. That's the sequel. I think after that, that's it. I think that's basically going to be the beginning of the official end of the Nintendo Switch's life. And I think there's something new brewing. Something that's coming. A Switch 2, Switch Pro, Switch 4K, something else to push this along, because they can't keep doing this. It's not feasible for them. But they're not going to be stupid to abandon 100 million plus base of players. I mean, the Switch sold. It sold better. I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be it's already Nintendo's best-selling console, and it's going to be, I think the PlayStation 2 is the one that sold the most ever in history, and it's probably going to beat that. Most likely. So it's literally going to be the best-selling of all time. Now, I don't know if the sequel to the Nintendo Switch will be as good or break those numbers, but it definitely needs to be stronger, for sure. Like, hands down, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It has to be more powerful. Having said that, though, for you cell phone folks, I've seen a lot of strides towards better games, especially on the Apple side with Apple Arcade, those type of things. And Google is doing the same thing with its Play Store and trying to get mobile gaming to its Chromebooks, so you can play that on Chrome, on a Chrome browser period, which is friggin' amazing. Now, I'm not including Stadia in this. You can't include Stadia or Xbox Game Pass, because that's a different service. Those are cloud games. Those are not games that you can download directly from the App Store or Play Store. So let's exclude those, because obviously if I have a Switch, I'm buying the game from Nintendo, put it in my cartridge, or download from the eShop. The same way I would go to the App Store or the Play Store and download said game. But the cell phone, with those type of services, the games are getting better. They're actually putting better quality games and better type of games on. And I can see in the near future, not right now, but maybe in the next 3 to 4 years, where mobile can be a serious competitor. There are things that are going to have to change, within the landscape, like those kind of things that I told you about, with your phone dying, the batteries getting better on cell phones. But if they manage to work some of those things out, or even just create really good games, really good games, like a Zelda Breath of the Wild-esque type of games on mobile, people are willing to kill their battery or stay plugged in during the whole session just to keep playing this game. And that could definitely, make that gaming landscape a whole lot better than it is now, and take it to the next level. So there is definitely that's coming. That trajectory is where cell phone gaming is headed. And it's a good place for cell phone gamers, because I do understand there are people that want one thing, right? You want your cell phone to do the whole thing. You want it to game, you want it to go on social media, you want it to surf the web, apps, phone calls, iMessage, text message, WhatsApp, whatever you're into, all those things. You're like, I'm just going to buy this $1,000 iPhone or $1,000 Samsung Galaxy Note or $1,000 Pixel, and that's it. That's what I'm going to buy. I can't afford anything else. I understand that. I completely understand that. So you are limited to what you can get on those services. So yes, I understand where that is and why you're defending cell phones. But come on, let's keep it real. You're not beating the Switch. The Switch, when the Switch ends next year, and that's just my opinion, I could be completely wrong, but I think that's it. And it's over for the Nintendo Switch first gen, and then the new generation will come along. And I think in 2024 we'll definitely start to hear way more about that. But the Switch would have gone down as not being beaten by cell phones during its era. One other thing. Games. Dude, the Switch has so much first and third party support, it's unbelievable. You can play The Witcher on the Nintendo Switch, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Astral Chain, Bayonetta, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, all the Mario games, okay? You can play Triangle Strategies. I mean, the list goes on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, Cowabunga Collection. Those will never come to cell phone. Those games will never, ever come to cell phone. I'm sorry. What about Fortnite? You can't even play Fortnite anymore. You cannot play Fortnite on your iPhone. Go ahead. Download the app. I'll wait. Yeah, exactly. You can't find it. Unless you do some jailbreaking shit, which the majority of people will not do. So, you can play Fortnite on the Switch. Just saying. As it stands right now, guys, I'm sorry. I know you cell phone words are going to be in the comments. Oh, that's cool. Comment me. Let me know how I'm wrong. Let me know right now. Remember, I understand graphically It's better, yes, because I can watch a 4K movie on my iPhone. But doesn't mean I can play COD Mobile at 4K. Doesn't mean that. And even if I could, why would I? I want the fastest experience there is so I can kill my enemy. The better frame rate. Genshin Impact. Sorry, Zelda Breath of the Wild's better. And the way Tears of the Kingdom is, that's not stopping. Zelda is clearly the better, superior game. But, like I said, Nintendo Switch is at the end of its life cycle. And it's going to be interesting to see where they're at next year and heading into 2024. And kind of where this goes. Because Metroid Prime 4, where's that at? So there's a lot of things I can critique about that as well. But console games, I think, are just, in general, you know, let's take away the Switch, you know, just let's talk about Xbox and PlayStation. Cell phone will never catch up to those type of games, not in this current state. So, and you know, those things have a place, and cell phone gaming, that stratosphere has a place as well, in the pocket of a casual playing Candy Crush. You guys playing Genshin Impact, COD Mobile, and all these other, maybe like SpongeBob SquarePants, buying games that actually cost money on the Play Store and App Store. You're actually not the casual. You Stardew Valley guys out there, you're more of the hardcore kind of scene. You're actually buying into this, paying cash for these games. The majority of the people are doing Apple Arcade or whatever thing the Play Store has where you pay a monthly subscription. Now you try it out. $4. Okay. Let me try it out. You don't like it, you cancel the subscription. Yeah. I'll just play Candy Crush or Clash of Clans or some type of new game that comes out that's like that. So if you're actually paying to cash, you know, for these type of games, and you're more of the gamer elite cell phone kind of crew, because you're into it. But it's just not there yet, guys. Well, anyways, just let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree on my take. If you think I'm completely wrong, let me know down in the comments why you believe so. If you agree that Switch is still dominating in 2022, also let me know down below in the comments if you agree or disagree, or what your take is, or if I'm completely wrong, completely right. Doesn't matter. I want to hear from you, and I will respond absolutely to your comments, as I always do. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome. Yes, I'm still alive. I'm still here. A lot of people be like, hey, Lazy, where you went 2 weeks without no video? Are you dead? No, COVID ain't got me yet. I'm still here. As always, peace. May the force be with you. You guys take care. With